Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.
What's happening, guys? This is Lucy Polgar from Fight Division here with Anthony Deary ahead of the Masda Fight Night on Saturday, the 10th of February. Anthony, thank you so much for chatting to us. We've got you in a little bit of a recovery position now. So talk to us a little bit about what these are. This is just, is it a draining system for the legs?
Pushes the blood through your body, I think. Like, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for our recovery though. That's what we're using it for. So you were just saying then before we got on camera properly, you're actually sponsored by these, so you get to come in and get treatments from them. Is it twice a week? Did you say?
Yeah, I come in twice a week. Yeah.
And how beneficial before? Can you remember a time before you was doing this as to now? Can you feel the difference in the training?
Yeah. Speed your recovery up this. Yeah. So like, say after like a hard training session, I just come up here and just put these on, and I just feel 100%.
Yeah, love that. And what is it as well? Because he's described it as like a what they call the heart pressure ones. Do you know it just goes tight and then comes out? Is that how it feels? So is it cold in there? Or?
No, just normal.
You look pretty chilled.
Yeah,
you always do though. Every time I speak to you, you're always like, yeah, just another day.
Yeah,
so let's talk then a little bit about. So the last time I saw you was in December. You got the world title. Again on that fight, you just came out and you was like, yeah, just another day at the office. Talk to us a little bit between then and now. What have you been doing in the in between?
Training hard.
Just training.
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
at it. Did you have any time off over Christmas?
Couple of days to let my legs heal, but then I was sound. I came in here. Sound, yeah.
No stopping. So the last time I spoke to you, you couldn't tell if there was like any real injuries or any real pain anywhere. How did you feel like a couple of days after? Was there any? Would you say a little bit of pain in the leg?
My left leg, yeah. That was it.
No,
that was
no
it.
other problem?
No, that was sound.
Straight back
Everything
in.
was sound, yeah.
So yeah, the phrase that you said the most on the last one was just another day in the office.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel about this one? Because this one now, obviously, you're fighting Anthony versus Alfie. It is one of the biggest domestic clashes. The hype behind it, everyone's going mad. Already it's been tipped to be like the fight of 2024. Do you still feel like that's just another day in the office, or do you feel like there's a little bit more of a need to sort of like bring the show?
No, just the day at the office. It is, yeah.
Just
it is, yeah. I know what I have to do to beat him. So
obviously we can't go too much into that because the fight hasn't happened yet. But speaking of that, like, you know what to do. Have you like watched his fight style? Like, you know what to expect from him. You know how you're going to counter those kind of things. Like, have you trained sort of specifically for him, or are you just going to keep your style as is?
Keep my style the way it is. Yeah.
Love that. Straight through.
Yeah.
So I've just been chatting to him. Again, we can't talk about too much of the detail of the fight camps and stuff, but he is saying obviously he's quite an aggressive fighter, he's quite a forward fighter. He thinks you're going to kind of match that energy. Is that what you're planning on doing?
Hopefully, like, yeah.
So the difference as well, it's a home show for you. Do you feel like that has a benefit? Because I've been to quite a few of your shows now, and the crowd, it like insanely gets behind you. Like when you walk out, the crowd always goes off. Do you think that makes a difference? Is it better to be like the underdog and the crowd not there for you, or a crowd roaring behind you? Like, where do you feel the strongest?
Doesn't really bother me, to be honest.
What is it?
No, not really. I can fight fucking Thailand and have no one there and still perform the way I perform, like.
Oh really? So,
yeah.
So when you're in it though, and you can feel like obviously the last one when you cut him with the elbow and there was just blood flying everywhere and everyone's screaming your name, in those moments, even though obviously before the fight it might not like have that big of an effect, in those moments does it sort of like push you on a little bit more to get the finish?
Yeah, sort of, but you don't really hear anything in the fight, like.
Or you just drown it out?
Yeah, you don't really hear nothing. You don't really listen to anyone else. It's just your corner.
Yeah.
And whatever they say, you're just doing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So you said that last time, obviously, when I was interviewing you last time, your dad was at the side and I was like, oh, what do you plan on doing for this? This is this. And you just looked and said whatever he says, basically. Yeah. Is that how it is? Obviously, training with your dad as well, is there any challenges with that? Because obviously he's your coach, but he is also your dad. So is there ever a time where that can be challenging?
Yeah, it does clash, like.
Yeah,
yeah, it does. Every day. But just got to get on with it, haven't you?
Yeah.
He's not me like full. Like, I've got Jacob Smith as well.
Yes.
He's like me proper trainer.
Yeah.
So like, there's no clashes, just me and him, just perfect together.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
But sometimes when your dad's there, we get a bit.
Yeah. I always argue with him on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine though, because it's quite an intense situation anyway. Obviously, you're training for a fight, and then to be there with your dad, there's a lot of different sort of testosterone energies there, isn't there? So. Again, don't want to go into too much detail, but what's the preparation been like? So, like, you seem very, like, you've just said you only had 2 days off over Christmas, so you've been pretty much straight through since December. Is there anything specific that you've worked on? Anything that you've decided, like, that doesn't need any more development on?
Not really, like.
Straight through?
Yeah, just what I normally do.
Just every
Every single session.
every single
Yeah,
session.
it's the same. Yeah.
Do you know what? And every fight that I see you on as well, you always say like you always feel like you're just a step better every time.
Yeah,
So
step better every single time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Faster and stronger every single time.
Yeah.
With this one, I feel stronger because it's like the weight's a bit more heavier, so I feel a bit more stronger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, good. So you're happy with the weight on this one?
Yeah.
Do you work with any nutritionalists, any dietitians? Who are you working with at the moment?
The conditioning nutrition.
Peter.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pete.
amazing. How have you found it with Peter?
He's flying him.
Yeah.
He's all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's boss.
He's I think he's out in Thailand at the minute. He's is he back in Australia? He's a yeah, I was gonna say he's a man of many talents, is Peter, and he's travelling all over the place at the minute. How beneficial again then, if you can remember a time before using dietitians and nutritionalists, like what is the added benefit that they give? Just taking the thought out of it for you.
Yes. That I couldn't remember, to be honest.
Beforehand, so you've used one for quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while. Like for my last 5-6 fights.
Oh right, amazing.
Yeah, which is sound like, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just a bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel like it takes the thought out of it. So when you've been training all day and you're doing it as a full-time thing, to go home and have to think about your macros and your calories and everything, to have someone to just say, this is what you have to eat.
So you just get home, just eat that.
Yeah.
Sound.
I love that. So obviously we are here today. I've just managed to catch you just while we're getting a bit of recovery in, but we are actually here to do a gloves are off style interview for the Saturday the 10th. So what are you expecting in the interview coming up then? Because I've just been chatting to Alfie and there's not really with this one, considering it's such a big domestic clash. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got nothing against them. Just another person in the ring against you. That's all it is.
I really like that though, because like I said, I've just been chatting to Alfie and there's no like sort of angst or anger behind it. And he said this exact same. It is what it is. We're paid fighters. We're here to do this. It's the show that the fans want to see, and it's all about respect. And you've just come in and said the exact same. So I love that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's all the same. I've spoken to Alfie a few times. Like as a normal person. Like after his fight, I've watched him fight a couple of times. He fought on the same show once. That was December, not the year before. Yeah. And that's it. I know Alfie's like just a normal person, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's nice that there's quite like a calm, respectful energy behind it as well. Like I said, has there ever been a fight where there has been like a little bit more of a beef behind it?
Not really.
You've always just been...
Yeah, it's just the way it is now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Another day, that's going to be like the tagline every time I speak to you, just another day in the office, because that is genuinely, you do just seem to take everything in your stride. Talk to us a little bit then, obviously, before we go, because we can see we've only got 5 minutes left on your treatment anyway now, so I will let you get going. Talk to us a little bit on the day. So the day of the fight, obviously, it is a home show for you. You've got all the crowd behind you. You're not going to have that much of a travel. Are there any sort of routines you do, especially when it's a home show and you've got a little bit more time to yourself? Is there anything that you'll do?
Not really.
Chilling all day?
Just chill, yeah.
And how long before the fight do you start to like get into the zone and get your warm up and get everything going? Like how long before the fight starts are you sort of getting into that mindset?
About just before I walk out.
Really? Right,
Yeah.
right up to it?
Yeah.
So up until that, it's just all chill, another day in the office?
I do like 10 seconds on the pads and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I don't do that much.
What is the reason for that?
I don't know.
Is that just how you're comfortable?
Yeah. It's whatever I want to do, I just do. That's one of them, yeah.
Just absolute shit. It must just come natural to you, because some people get like, they have like the rituals, they have like certain things to do, they do pads at this exact time, they get wrapped at this time, and you're just pretty chill and like, no, a few seconds before.
I get wrapped like about 4 hours before my fight.
Oh, really?
Yes, I just walk around with wraps on. It's like one of them, innit?
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Boxing, couple of rounds on the pads, we're good.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
Well, listen, I can't wait. You always do put a show on. You've always got incredible fighting. And you always do bring a crowd as well, no matter where it is. So I am really excited to see it. And the next thing that we're going to do now is the Gloves is Off interview with Alfie, and obviously across the table from each other now, so an interview together. So I'm looking forward to seeing you fight, and we'll chat to you in a bit. Thank you. Cheers.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.